Dear students, welcome to the video lecture of FP growth algorithm, a pattern growth approach for mining frequent items. So last class we discussed about the a priori algorithm. Now we understand some disadvantages of the a priori algorithm. The algorithm still need to generate huge number of candidate sets. Algorithm need to generate a huge number of candidate sets. For example, okay, I will show the PowerPoint to you. See here. So here I am having a L1, I am having a 5 item set. Okay. So in this L item, what I am doing, I have generated two item sets. Okay, two item sets. 1, 2, 1, 3. Okay, for example, here if 5 items are there, here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 items. Okay. Apart from that, every time once the items are generated, okay, then I have to scan the database to find the count of the items. So every time that database got scanned. So these are two are the major drawback of the a priori algorithm. Okay, so I may still need to generate a huge number of candidate sets. For example, if there are 104 frequent one item sets, then the a priori algorithm will need to generate more than 107 candidate 2 item sets. So item sets got increased. For example, sometimes we have 1,000 item sets. Okay, for 1,000, then we have to generate item sets. Okay, it will go to 2,000. Likewise, the number of items may got increased. This algorithm may need to repeatedly scan the whole database and check a large set of candidates by pattern matching. Okay, so we have to find the count on every time. It is costly to go over the each transaction in the database to determine the support of the candidate items. We have to scan the database and find the support count. So this is a costly, time-consuming process. So these two are the disadvantages of the a priori algorithm. So number of items sets grows. Okay, and as well as we have to scan the database every time to find the support code. So these two are the drawback. Now we are having a FP growth algorithm. So FP growth algorithm, you would say what is it? Okay, it is a finding a frequent item set without candidate generation. Finding the frequent item set without candidate generation. FP growth which adopts a divide and conquer strategy as follows. First, it compresses the database by representing frequent items into a frequent pattern tree. First, it compresses the database representing frequent item into a frequent pattern tree or FP tree. So first from the database, we are generating a FP tree. Okay, from the FP tree, we are generating a conditional database. From the conditional database, we are finding the frequent items. So this is the process. Okay, so from the it optimizes the database. Okay, for database representing frequent items. Okay, for optimize the database, from the database we are generating a frequent pattern tree. So from this we are generating a conditional database. From the conditional database we are finding the frequent item. For each fragment, only the associated datasets need to be examined. For each pattern fragment, only the associated dataset need to be examined. Therefore, the approach may be substantially reduce the size of the dataset to be searched. In a priori, every transaction should be searched. So here only we are searching the associated transactions. That's why it substantially reduces the size of the data sets to be searched along with the growth of the pattern being examined. So this is the important significance of the FP growth algorithm. We'll see how the algorithm works. Steps for the FP growth algorithm. First, scan the database in the same a priori. Okay, like a priori algorithm, you have to scan the database. You have to scan the database like a priori. Okay, just a minute. Okay, scan the database like a priori algorithm, which derives a set of frequent one item sets, which however we are having a set of frequent one item sets on their support count frequencies. You have to scan the database. You have to scan the database where we will have a set of frequent one item set and as well as their support count. Okay, it is the step is similar like a priori algorithm. Okay, next what we have to do. Okay, next what we have to do. Okay, this is a significant step. The set of frequent item set is sorted in the order of the descending support count. Okay, the set of frequent item set. Okay, okay. For example, the frequent item set is given here. No, it is sorted in descending order based on support count. Descending means I2 is 7 come first, followed by I1 is 6, followed by I3 is 6, followed by I4 is 2, followed by I5. So in this order, we have to sort them. Okay, this is the second step. Okay, so this is given here. The set of frequent items is sorted in the order of the descending support count. So once we sorted it, okay, this is the order. Okay, the resulting set or list is denoted by L. So I2 equal to 7, I1 6, I3 6, I4 2, I5 2. So we are sorting it in the ascending order. Once we find the okay L, then we have to construct our FP growth. So first I will tell you how to construct the tree, and as well as I will demonstrate it. Okay. So here, okay, the FP tree construction as follows. Create a root of the tree labeled with null. Create a root of the tree labeled with a null. Okay, for example, we are having a root labeled with null. We are having a value null like this. Scan the database in the second time. You have to scan the database in the second time. Item in the each transaction are processed in the L order. Okay, even though item in the each transactions are processed in the L order. What is it? For example, if we have a transaction T100, where it's I1, I2, and I5, how we have to process in the L order? That means we have to process in the order I2 followed by I1, I5. So in this manner, we have to process, okay, which contain the three items I2, I1, I5 in the L order. So we have to contain three items, okay, I2, I1, I5 in the L order. Leads to the construction of the first branch of the tree with three nodes. How to construct first branch? We have to, okay, first we have to add a L order I2, then followed by, okay, then followed by is I2, then followed by I1, then followed by I5, then followed by I5. So you have to write the number of occurrence. I1 I2 occur one time. Okay, so you have to give I2 occur one time, like okay, I2 occur. Okay, I2 occur. Okay, I will demonstrate in detail. And I1 occur one time, and here we are having a I5. Okay, I5 which occur one time. So we are having a I5. Okay, which occur one time. I will discuss in detail. Okay, I will discuss in detail. For example, scan the transaction. Okay, well, I1, I2, I5, which contain three items: I2, I1, I5 L order, leads to construction of the tree. I2 with the three nodes, I2 1. First time I2 occurs, one time occurrence is 1, I1 equal to 1, I5 equal to 1. That means that I2 is linked to a child of the root node null. Then I1 is linked to I2, and I5 is linked to I1. So their support count will be marked as a 1. Okay. Next, what you have to do? Next, you have to take. Okay. Next, you have to take the second transaction. Now you have to take the second transaction which contain I2 and I4 in L order, in which the result in the branch I2 is linked to the root node. Okay, then okay, we already there in the I2. Okay, we already there in I2. Then we are having I1 and I5. Okay, now second transaction we are having a I2 and I4. So I2 is already there. Okay, after the branch, after the null, I2 is already there. So you have to attach I4. Okay, I4 with I2, you have to increase the count. I1 is already 1, you have to increase it as a 2, and I4 as a 1. So this is only explained in this slide. I will demonstrate it in detail. Okay, second transaction which contain I2 and I4 in L order. Okay, so the branch of I2 is linked to your root, linked to root. I4 is linked to I1. Okay, however, the branch, okay, prefix I2 with the existing path of T200. So we, okay, therefore we instead increment, okay, we instead increment the count of I2 by 1. So I2 is become 2. And the new node I4 equal to 1. So in this way, we have to attach that. Okay, in general, we are considering the branch to be added for the transaction. The count of the each node in a common prefix is incremented by 1. For example, I have a node here. I'm attaching a child here. It will be incremented by 1. Okay, if it's 1 means so it will be 2. I'm attaching a okay another child in here. Okay, by which is using a which is having a path. Okay, 2 node. So this will be incremented by, and this will be incremented by 1. So in this manner, we have to proceed. And nodes for the item is following the prefix are created and linked accordingly. As per nodes are attached and linked accordingly. Okay, I will show it in the demo. Okay, I will show it in the demo. So here, this is our transaction. T100, T200, 300, T400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Okay, so these are the list of items. Okay, the bottom shows that the items are processed in the L order. Okay, the bottom shows the items, okay, are processed in the L order. Likewise, T1 equal to I2, I1, I5. Okay, based on the L order. T2 equal to I2, I4. T2 equal to T3. Okay, I2, I3. Okay, the I2 comes first and I3. Okay, in the L order. And T5. Okay, I1, I3. Okay, T5, I1, I3. T6, I2, I3. T6 is I2, I3. T7 I1 I3, but here I1 I3. T8 I1 I2 I3 I5. So I2 as per L order, I2 comes first, I1 I3 I5, and the T9 I1 I2 I3. So it is processed in the L order, I2 I1 and I3. Okay. So now what we have to do, we have to create a node and as well as name it as a null. So we have to create a node. We have to create a node and name it as a null. Okay, I'm creating a node here. Okay, I'm giving a name that this null. Okay, null. So name of the node is null. This is a root node. Okay, I'm taking the first transaction I1, I2, I1, I5. So what I have to do, I have to create a node. Okay, I2, I2, and for I1 and I5. Okay, so I'm attaching. So here this node is I2. So I2 occurrence equal to 1. Occurrence equal to 1. Okay. Next, what is it? It is okay. I1 occurrence equal to 1. So next we are having I5 occurrence equal to 1. So first transaction is over. First transaction is over. Okay. So next I have I2 and I4. I2 already, okay, after the root node, okay, I have I2. So I have attached only I4 here. So I have to attach. So here only I4. So I2 I'm attaching I4 here. Okay, I'm attaching I4. So I4 number of occurrence equal to 1. The same time what I am doing, okay, so I am using I2 already existing the path. So I have to increase the path count because the path is I2 I1. So it is attached. Okay, I2 is already there. Okay, after the root node, I am attaching I4 with it. So okay, so you have to increase the path count of the I2. I have to increase the path count of I2 equal to 2. So second transaction is over. Second transaction is over. Okay. Third transaction I2 I3. Third transaction, I have a third transaction I2 and I3. So what I supposed to do, I have to add a node. I2 is already after the root node. I have already I2. Okay. So I have to take another node. The node is I3. Okay, I3. So what I am doing? So here, okay, I2 and I3, now I have to increase the path count of the I2 again. Path count of the I2 equal to 3 and I3. So this is I3. So this is I3. I3 equal to 1. I3 equal to 1. So my third transaction is over. My third transaction is over. Next, I am taking a fourth transaction I2, I1, I4. So I2 is there, I1 is there, and I have to attach the I4. I have to attach the I4. So I have to attach the I4 here. So here, okay. So this is I4. So I2 I have to increase the count. I2 I have to increase the count. I2 count is 4. I1 count is 2, and this node is I4. Okay, and this node is I4. I4 the count equal to 1. I4 the count equal to 1. Count equal to 1. Okay. Okay. So I4 the count equal to 1. So third transaction, the fourth transaction is okay. I2, I1, I4 got attached. Next, fifth transaction, I1, I3. So I1, I3. Is there any direct I1? No. Okay, there is in between I2 is there. So what I am doing, I have to create it as a right child of the root node. I have to create it as a right child of the root node. So this is I1. Okay, this fifth transaction, I1 followed by I3. I1 followed by I3. So here I am giving I1 equal to 1. Okay, first time. And here it is I3. I3 which is equal to 1. Okay, I3 which is equal to 1. Okay, I3 equal to 1. So next is sixth transaction, I2, I3. So I2, I3 already there. I'm increasing only count only. I2 is become 5 now. 5 now. Then I2, 6. Okay, I2, I3. Then I'm increasing the count of I3. I3 equal to 2. I3 equal to increasing count of I3 equal to 2. Seventh transaction I1, I3. So I1, I3 already there. I'm increasing the count. Okay, seventh transaction, I'm increasing the count. I1 equal to 2. I3 equal to 2. Okay. Now I have to take a eighth transaction. I2, I1, I3, I5. I2, I1 is there. Okay, I2, I1, I1 is there. So I2, I'm increasing the count as a 6. I1, I'm increasing a count as a 3. So what I have to attach here? I have to attach I3. Okay, after I1, I have to attach. There is no I1 after I3. I'm attaching as a separate node. Okay, I'm attaching as a separate node. Okay, I'm attaching as a separate node. For example, okay, I'm attaching a separate node. Okay, I3. After I3, I'm having. After I3, I'm having. Okay, then I2, I1. I'm having I3 and I5. I'm having a I3. I3 count equal to 1 and I5 count equal to 2. I5 count equal to 2. Okay, then last transaction I1, I2, I3. So I2, I1, I3. So I2, I mean I2, I1 and I3 is there. I'm increasing the count for the I2 equal to 7 and I1. I'm increasing the count I1 equal to 4. Okay, then I'm having I3. Okay, I'm increasing the count as a 2. So this is our tree. So this is our tree. Okay, in this way the tree got constructed. Okay, for example, I have a null node I27, I14, I5 equal to 1, I4 equal to 1, I3 equal to 2, I5 equal to 1, I2 equal to 7, I4 equal to 1. Okay, null. I1 equal to 2, I3 equal to 2. So this is known as a the FP tree. Okay, FP tree construction. So in this way, the FP tree got constructed based on the transactions. Okay. So this is the thing explained in the slide. Okay, next after the tree, our tree is like this. Okay, this tree is like this. Okay, shown in the which is shown in the our tree got constructed. Okay, this is the tree. Okay, which is constructed. Okay, then FB tree is mined as follows. You have to mine a FB tree. Start from the each frequent one pattern as the initial suffix pattern consisting of the conditional pattern base. Okay, consisting of the conditional pattern base, a sub database which consists of a set of prefix path in the FP tree occurring with the suffix pattern. That means that start from the each frequent one length pattern as an initial suffix pattern. Construct the conditional pattern base. You have to construct the conditional pattern base. Okay, now you have to from the tree you have to construct the conditional pattern base. Okay, then construct the conditional FPT. Then construct the conditional FPT and perform the mining recursively on the tree. The pattern growth is achieved by the concatenation of the suffix pattern with the frequent pattern generated from the conditional FPT. Now what we have to do? Okay, now what we have to do? So we have to Okay, consider start from the lowest frequent item first. We have to start from the lowest frequent item first. For example, I am having a I5 here. Okay, I5, I have to generate the conditional pattern base. How to generate the conditional pattern base? To generate a conditional pattern base, first I have to identify. Okay, I will explain it. Okay, I have to identify. Okay, the path I have to take the. Okay, I2 is 7, I1 equal to 6, I3 equal to 6, I4 equal to 2, I5 equal to 2. So I have to choose the from the item which is having the frequent support code, that is I5. So I have to find how the I5 is reached. Okay, how the I5 is reached. Okay, see, I'll show it to you. Okay, we have to find the path, how I5 is reached. So how I5 is reached. Okay, so how I5 is reached. So that is the thing. Okay, we have to. Okay, just a minute. Okay, here okay, we have to see how I5 is reached in the tree. I5. So what are the path for I5? We are having I5 in two places. One is I2, I1. Okay, then we are able to reach I5. Another path is okay, how to reach I2, I1, I3. So the two paths are available. So for example, so we are having a for I5, we are having a path. We are having a path for I5. Okay, I5. So what are the path? Okay, I5. What are the path? So we have to go for a through. Okay, path one. Path one. Path one is how to reach I5. Okay, I2, I4, I3. I2, okay, I2, then I4, then I3, I3. So you have to mention, okay, so I2, okay, the I5. So I5, okay, it's wrongly mentioned. I5 is 1 only. Okay, there's no need to increase I5 here. I5 is 1 only because, okay, I5 occurrence, okay, only one time. There's no two occurrence. Okay, it's a mistake. Sorry. Okay, because in the earlier path, the last path, we have to mention I2, I1, I3. I2, I1, I3, we have to increase up to this. Okay, not we have should not increase like this. Okay, so I2, I4, I3, the path length which is equal to okay 1. So which is we have to mention this length. Okay, then we have a path to another path also. So what is the another path? So to reach I5, I2 and I4, I2, comma I4. Okay, the path length equal to 1. The path length equal to 1. So which is shown in the okay, which is shown here I2, I1 for I5, I2, I1 equal to 1, I2, I1, I3 equal to 1. So this is the mention here. Okay, to reach I5, we have a path I2, okay, and I1. We have to mention the support count of 1 here. Then, okay, just a minute. Okay, so see the tree. Okay, for reaching for reaching I5, I have a path. One is I2, I1, and I5. So another path to reach the I2, I1, I3, and I5 is the another path. So I'm mentioning it I2 and I1. So I'm mentioning I2 and I1 here. I mean I2, I1. I'm writing a support count of I5 here. I5 equal to 1. Likewise, the path is okay. I2, I3, and I5. So okay, I2, I3, I2. Sorry, I2, I1, I3. I2. Another path is I2, I2, I1, I3. I2, I1, I3. I'm writing the support count here. Okay, support count equal to 1. Okay, from this we have to find okay how many time we have to combine how many time I2 occurs. I2 occurs in the two times. I2 equal to 2. Okay, then what we have to do? Okay, I will go to the Odesk and as well as I will demonstrate it now. Okay, we'll demonstrate it now. So here now frequent, we have to find the count, support count. Support count to be found. Support count to be found. So in the two transaction, I2 occurs, the two transactions, so occurrence is 2, support count is 2. Then okay, what we are doing, okay, we are having a okay I2, I2, I4, I3. I4 occur 2 times. I4 occur 2 times. Support count is 2. Okay, I3 occur 1 time. So what we have to do? Okay, so support count is minimum support count is 2. So we have to remove I3. So I3 not okay, I3 not Okay, I3 not satisfies the minimum support count 2, hence remove I3. Hence you have to remove I3. So the transaction which contained, so I3 to be removed. Okay, I3 to be removed. Okay, back to the, okay, so here, okay, we are having a I2 I1, okay, and 1 and I2 I1 equal to, okay, I'm taking for I5, I'm taking for I5. So path of I5, I5 means I2 I4, okay, sorry, not I4, it is I1, okay, sorry, it is I2 I1, it is I2 I1, likewise I2 okay, I2 I1 I3, I2, okay, I2 I1 I3 and I2 I1, I have a two path, okay. Okay, path 5, these are the two paths. So support count of I2 equal to 2, support count of I1 equal to 2, support count of I3 equal to, then I3 is not satisfied the minimum support count, the I3 is removed, okay, which is shown here, okay, which is only shown here. So here what I'm doing, I'm removing the I3, I'm removing the I3. So now the frequent support count I2 occur one time and one time I2 is 2, I1 equal to 2. From this we have to generate the frequent pattern. How to generate a frequent pattern? So we have to generate the, okay, items. How to, what are the possible way? First, two items set, I2 and I1. I2, okay, I'm sorry, first I'm taking a one single item set, I2, I5. I2, I5, okay, I'm attaching, okay, I2 occur two times, so I'm attaching 2 here. Okay, so again, I1, I5, I1, I5, I'm attaching 2. I2, I1, I5, so here it is 2, I'm attaching 2. So in this manner, frequent pattern is generated. So frequent pattern is generated. So next, I4. So how to reach I4? How to reach I4 from the tree? So the I4 to reach I4, okay, what are the way to reach I4? So what are the ways to reach the I4? I2, I4. Okay, from the I2 we can reach. Another one is another I4. I4, another one I4 is here. Another I4 is here. Okay, one I4 is here. Another I4 is here. So what are the path for I4? So I2, from I2, I1, I will reach I4. From I2, I1, I will reach I4. I'm writing the support count. I'm out writing the support count. Okay, which is given here. For the I4 is written here. Okay, another path is I have another I4 is here, I2, I4. So I2, I4, sorry. Here, okay, I have reached I2, I1. I2, I1, I4. I'm writing I2, I1 and support count of I4 is given here. And as well as another path is I can reach I4 here. Okay, where from where? Okay, from I have a I4. Okay, directly I have a reach I4 is there. Okay, I2, I1, I4 is a one path. Another directly from I2 I can reach I4. So I2, okay, the support count of the I1 is given here. Okay, I1 is given here. So here I may combine it. Okay, I2 occur two times. I2 equal to 1, I2 equal to 1, I2 occur two times. I1 is only occurrence 1. It is lesser than the minimum support count. So what I am doing, I am ignoring the I1. I am ignoring the I1 got ignored. Okay, I'm ignoring the I1 because I1 occur only one time. I2 occur two times. Okay, this is conditional FB tree. So I'm attaching, okay, I2, okay, I2 and I attaching I4 and giving the support count as a 2. Okay, so this is for I4. Okay, next I scan I3. Next I scan I3. Okay, I3. So where is I3? So where is I3 in the tree? So I3 in the tree is, one is I3 is in this place. Another one is I3 is in this place. Okay, and we are having another I3, okay, which is in this place. We are having a two I3 in the left subtree, another I3 in the left right subtree. So we are having a two I3. We are having a two I3. Okay, we are having a two I3, one I3, and less two I3. Okay, in the left subtree, another I3 in the right subtree. Okay, so I am writing I3. How to reach the I3? I2, I1. I2, I1. Okay, so here I can, the support count is 2. I2, I1. So here one is a 1 I3, second I3, third I3. So one is I2, I1. I can reach I3 support count equal to, the support count equal to 2. The support count which is equal to 2. So another one is we can directly reach from, okay, 1 I3, another can directly reach from I2. Okay, I2. So support count is 2. I2, the support count is 2. Comma. Okay, right side. See the right subtree. Okay, right subtree. We are having a reach the I3 through I2. Okay, I1. I'm mentioning the I1. The support count is 2. The support count is 2. So here I'm not combining. Here I'm not combining because I'm keeping. Okay, this I1 is okay. I2 this. Okay, I'm not combining here. Here, okay, I2 I1. Okay, I2 I1 is from the. Okay, I2 I1 is okay, from the left subtree. Here I2 is the left subtree. Then I1 is from the right subtree. So while combining this, what I am doing I2 is occur. Okay, I2 is occur 2 plus 2. Okay, 4 times. Take I1 occur. Okay, only one transaction 2 times. Okay, here another I1 is there. I'm not combining it here because this I1 is from the right subtree. That's why I'm keeping I1 is separately here in the conditional FP tree, a conditional database. So from this, okay, I have to create item set. Okay, for the I3. So how I am generating? Okay, from this, then okay, I2. I'm taking I2 and I3. The support count equal to 4. Okay, then I am taking I1, I3, and then now the support count is 2. Okay, I1, I3 support count is 2. Okay, now I2, I1. So support count is 4. I2 support count is 4. I1 support count is 2. So we have to keep the minimum support count. That's why we are having a minimum support count is 2 here. Now we are having another I1 2. So now what will happen? We are having a I1, I3 already there. 2 plus 2 equal to 4. Here I am combining. So in this way, okay, I am attaching the frequent patterns like this. Okay, so I2, I1 2, I2 equal to 2, I1 equal to 2. So what I'm doing I2, okay, occur 4 times. I1, I'm keeping this I1 as a 2, and this I1 is separately because this right and right subtree. I'm not combining it here. But once I'm generating a frequent pattern, what I'm doing I2, I4, sorry, I2, I3, I2, I3, the support count equal to 4. Then I'm attaching I1, I3. Now the support count is 2. I am attaching now I2, I1, I3. So 2 is having a support count 4. I1 is having a support count. So if the two different item in the same is having a different support count, we have to take the minimum one. So 2 is added here. Now for I1 equal to 2, okay, it will attached here. So 2 is become 4. I1, I3 equal to 4. Okay, now the last. Okay, now the I1. So I1. Okay, what is the I1? What is the way to reach the I1? So way to reach the I1? Where is I1 here? So we are having a. Okay, we are having a okay, we have, if the intermediate node is there from the root, then only we are able to take it. Okay, so this is the I1 we are taking. Here there is no intermediate node, that's why we are not considering here. Okay, so what we are doing, so we are having, okay, I2, okay, I2, I1, 4. So I'm writing I2, sorry, not I2, okay, I2, 4. Conditional pattern basis I2, 4. Okay, conditional FB tree, okay, is, okay, I2, 4. Okay, it's nothing to combine, I2, 4. So I'm attaching I2, I1, 4. So this is the frequent pattern generated. Next, we are having only one item, I2. I2, we are only one item, that is I2. I2 is not having, okay, I2 is not having any intermediate node. That's why we are ignoring. So now, okay, this is our frequent pattern generated. So this is very simple and very advantage than the a priori algorithm because, okay, we are scanning only the database for the necessary items, only the particular set of items, not entire, all the transactions are not scanned. That is the advantage of the algorithm. Okay, that's it. So these are the things, okay, which I explained or given the theoretical basis. Okay, how to first consider I5, how to consider I5, then for I4, I3, and I1, how to consider. Okay, they mentioned very clearly. Okay, then for example, if you take I1, okay, the basis I2, 4. FB tree contain only one node I2, 4. We generate the frequent pattern I2, I1 equal to 4. Likewise, it is explained for the I1. For example, the path is I2, I1, and I5, I2, I1, I3. Okay, okay, and 5. Okay, this is 1. From this, okay, what we are doing, okay, contain I5 is a suffix. Then we are having item I2, and we are having I2 is occur 2 times, and I1 is occur 2 times. I3 is occur only 1 time. That's why it's not included in the support condition. It is not included. So this is the path which contains the I2, I5, I1, I5, and I2, I1, I5 support count equal to 2. Likewise, what we discussed are discussed in the PPT. Okay, that's it for this video lecture of the FP tree algorithm. We discussed about what is FP tree and the steps of the algorithm. First, we have to construct the L in the descending order. Then we have to construct the root node. We have to construct the root node. And as well as after constructing the root node, what we have to do? We have to process each transaction in the L order. and we have to construct the tree. Okay, from the tree, what we have to generate the conditional database. Okay, conditional database. From the conditional database, we have to generate the frequent items. Okay, that's it. Okay, thanks for watching this video lecture. Thank you.